This is the intro right here. It's just this. Howdy, I'm Ben Solak. This is the play sheet. The opening script. Justin Fields is good now, baby. Through 6 weeks of the season, the Bears had one of the worst offenses in the league. They were 24th by EPA per play and 25th by EPA per dropback. Justin Fields individually was better than only Baker Mayfield in terms of completion percentage over expectation and better than only 7 quarterbacks by his own EPA per dropback. Stop right there. That's the 6-week sample from the second season of Justin Fields' career. It's his second head coach, second offensive coordinator. And I want to go through a selection of those plays from that 6-week period. Week 6 against the Vikings. All right, we're going to get cover 2 at the top. We are going to throw the whole shot against cover 2 to the field, far away, over the sinking corner. On the hands. It's a drop. Late second half, 1-score game, Minnesota Vikings. We're on a screen to the back. David Montgomery turns around. Vikings defensive line reads it. We're just going to tuck the ball and beat Za'Darius Smith, beat the corner, beat the linebacker, get in front of the safety. 6, called back, flag. Washington, late second half, 1-score game, driving to take the lead. We're going to look. We want to hit the slant and go to Dante Pettis, bottom of the screen. It's not going to open up. Get outside the pocket and break that angle, get past that player, break this angle, get out of bounds inside the 10, first and goal. Earlier, same game, drop back from under center, 7-step, isolation route, Dante Pettis. This time he's not going to drop it. That's 6. It's important to watch these plays because it's very easy to see the Bears on red zone and see the interceptions and the incompletions on third down and see the Bears losing football games and remember the time you watched Justin Fields last season and go, okay, he's bad. And he has been bad. There are no two ways about that. All across his film, a myriad of missed throws, missed reads. But the exact same traits that got him selected 11 overall by the Chicago Bears in the 2021 NFL Draft are still there. This level of physical ability, his explosiveness at his size, 4'4", 40-yard dash, 230-pound player, and this arm strength. These are rare traits, but got him drafted early, and they are still present in his game. Accordingly, Fields is still worthy of investment, even with a year and a half of not great starting, not great football already under his belt. You see plays like this when the offense wasn't working. This is in the bad 6 weeks. And you say, okay, if we can invest in this guy, if we can figure out a way to make it right, we won't just have a good offense. We're going to have a great offense because he can do things other quarterbacks in the league can't do. Okay, good. Now, over the last 3 weeks, the Bears have had one of the league's best offenses. They've scored on over 50% of their drives, and they've done that against 2 top 5 defenses by DVOA. Now, Fields is 7th in EPA per dropback. He is 11th in completion percentage over expectation. And the Bears offense overall, 8th in EPA per play. So what changed? The first 6 weeks ended with the short week Thursday night football game against Washington. In week 7, the Bears play the Patriots on Monday Night Football. So they got a little bit of a mini bye. That's 10 days from Thursday night in week 6 to Monday night in week 7. And in those 10 days, the offense changed. In week 7 against the Patriots, the Bears called 10 designed runs for Justin Fields. It was the highest single game mark of his career. It was more than double the next closest mark in his career. And that trend continued. In the week following against the Cowboys, 5 designed runs for Justin Fields. And then the next week against the Dolphins, 6 designed runs for Justin Fields. 21 of Fields' 50 designed quarterback runs over the course of his career have come in the last 3 weeks. Let's look at some of the designs that they're using in the quarterback running game with play action. Goal line situation against the Patriots. A play that a lot of teams like in the goal line that fans actually hate is this crack toss play where the quarterback's under center and the back's in the backfield. And you get these receivers and these tight ends close. You get them tight to the tackle. What they're going to do is they're going to crack block, right? So they're going to block into this end man on line of scrimmage. They're going to get to the play side of him to allow the tackle to freely release and become the lead blocker. Quarterback will pitch the ball back to the tailback, right? And then he'll grab it and head upfield. So crack toss, very common short yardage play. Think that if you get condensed, if you bring everybody inside as a defense, we're going to get outside of you. Bears clearly aren't running that because they don't have a running back there, but it's the same blocking scheme, just Justin Fields is going to carry the football. So we're going to have motion across from the back, try to see if we can influence these linebackers a little bit. And then we're going to have crack block on Matthew Judon, climb up to the second level. Guard is going to try to reach the defensive tackle, and then the lead puller. Tackle, head into the outside to lead block for Justin Fields on the run. Run the play is how it plays out, right? There's a little jet fake. It's not actually like a real fake. We're going to get double team there from the wide receivers, climb up to the second level. There's the tackle leading. Now we have a nickel and we have a safety. We're going to get a block on one, and Justin Fields goes one-on-one with the other. In fact, Justin Fields just cuts right upfield as the nickel over pursues. It's very easy. It's a touchdown. 1 week later, knowing what you know now, ball back on the 3-yard line, look at the formation. What are we potentially expecting here from this tight look? And the Bears run a lot of bunches, and so they could be a lot of different things, but potentially we're going to have crack to the end man on the line of scrimmage, pull the tackle. This time we're going to have a running back fake heading this way. Again, try to influence some of these backers, and then Justin Fields, follow the lead blocker off the crack toss blocking scheme. So same thing 1 week later. There's our crack block. Here's our lead from the tackle. Getting a nice kick out from Cole Kmet, and then just follow 70 all the way home. Touchdown. What's this? 1st and 10 from the 25. Here we are, bunch set. Back to the bunch. This looks familiar. We're not in the red zone this time, but still, this is going to be a valuable play for us because, once again, we're afraid of the running game, and we got all these bodies in here to the line of scrimmage. So if we can get a good seal on Bradley Chubb right here, we should be able to get to the outside, right? It doesn't actually work well this time, and that's why it's an important play to see. Okay, so Mooney goes for the seal on Chubb. He does his best. You're trying to get away with this sort of a matchup. It's not really the one-on-one you wanted, but look at all the numbers that the Dolphins have to the play side here, right? They've seen this bunch set before. They know that you like to get Justin Fields with that tackle leading. Critically, the defensive tackle here is going to try to get upfield. He's going to try to penetrate and force Fields to widen out, really slow this play down, allow pursuit time to get there. Watch Justin Fields. All right, this angle is way too long. Got penetration up here. Eyes start to work to the backside. Say, if you're going to flow this hard, if you're going to bring everybody this way, I'm a very large, very fast man. You're going to put his foot on the ground and get upfield. Look how much space there is here. Slide for a 10-yard gain. That's a first down. The reason that play is important is because it demonstrates Fields is not just a crazy athlete. He also understands what he's doing as a runner. So what you use for him in short yardage goal line situations, let's lead block with a tackle, let's see if we can get 3 yards with our big quarterback, is also viable on 1st and 10. You can be a base quarterback running team with Justin Fields, rip off explosive gains, get 1st and 10s on first, move the football down the field. So during that mini bye, the Bears offensive coaching staff sat down and basically said, we have to use this guy's legs more. Even despite the fact that he really only started running the ball on design runs 3 weeks ago, Fields is 3rd in the NFL right now in quarterback design runs, behind only Jalen Hurts of the Eagles and Lamar Jackson of the Ravens. And the best part about this is that designed movement for Justin Fields, hey, this guy's legs are great, let's let him use them, is not exclusive to the quarterback running game. Sprint outs and rollouts. The percentage of Justin Fields dropbacks that have been taken out of the pocket has also jumped in the last 3 weeks. And the typical arguments against quarterback running don't really hold up. You may not want to run your quarterback because you're worried about him taking a lot of hits, but Fields already takes way more sacks than everybody else, so he's already getting hit a bunch. So now move him out of the pocket, try to limit some of those sacks, and let him run the football. Let him dictate contact on his own terms. You might also say you don't want your quarterback scrambling instead of throwing the ball in the passing game, but Fields was already being a scrambler, scrambling at the highest rate of any quarterback in the league, so it's not like keeping him from running was stopping him from running. You might as well just get on the train. By EPA per scramble, Fields' best 3 weeks as a scrambler have been these past 3 weeks. Fields is officially in the flow of the game. He's not constantly behind the sticks, being asked to process the field and read out high to low from the pocket while pressure bears down on him. No, he's dictating. He is confident. If you want to create an environment which a quarterback can develop, in which those cardinal, incredible traits can finally be cashed in upon, this is it. It's the one where the offense works for him. It's not like Fields' warts have been erased. It's that the offense has been skewed to maximize what he does well and minimize what he doesn't. This is an offense that will work for the Bears and for Justin Fields, not just in the short term as they try to win some football games, but in the long term as Fields gets better week in and week out and looks like the franchise quarterback the Bears hoped he would when they drafted him a couple years ago. When we dreamt up the segment idea of under pressure, what if we took NFL coaches and players who say things in pressers that are very demonstrably able to be proven wrong, and we kind of just talked about how it's very silly that people just say things in pressers that doesn't make any sense and think they can get away with it scot-free. We could not have dreamt up a presser like the one that the Indianapolis Colts had to announce the hiring of interim head coach Jeff Saturday. We have accrued some of the highlights from Jim Irsay trying to justify hiring his old buddy from a few years ago to be the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts for the remainder of the season. All right. Number one.
We're the 4th winningest franchise in the league since 2000. All right, that means in the upper quartile of winners. We're in the top quartile of that upper quartile.
What is a quartile? A quartile is a fourth. So, for example, let's take like a random arbitrary number like 32. So a quartile of 32 would be 8. And then the top quartile of that quartile would be 2, right? A quarter of 8. So Jim Irsay said, we're the fourth winningest team in the league since 2000, which puts us in the top quartile of the top quartile, which is just not true. You might be thinking to yourself, Ben, it's not fair to pick on a man for not knowing how quartiles work. To which I would respond, does he know how sausage works?
I don't know how to make sausage. I don't know what goes into sausage. But I do know how to build a football team because I've been around for 52 years.
He doesn't know what goes into sausage. Now, the other reason it would be unfair to pick on a man for not understanding how quartiles work is because he has decided to out himself as anti-analytics. I think Irsay has asked, how do you feel about the fact that Jeff Saturday has like no experience? And this is what he says.
Now, I'm glad he doesn't have any NFL experience. I'm glad he hasn't learned the fear that's in this league. That's because it's tough for all our coaches. They're afraid. They go to analytics and it gets difficult. I mean, he doesn't have all that.
If I'm understanding the point correctly, it's good that Jeff Saturday has no experience because he doesn't have the fear. I love the way he says fear too. Look at the disgust on his face.
I'm glad he hasn't learned the fear.
The best line by a mile is this one.
And there was no other candidate. We were fortunate that he was available.
We were fortunate he was available. Okay. What was he doing previously? The head coach of Hebron Christian Academy in Dacula, Georgia. Student body of over 1,100. He was there from 2017 to 2020, 20 to 16. Yeah, there it is. Here we go. He was an NFL analyst on ESPN. We were lucky he was available. Here's why it's frustrating. It's hilarious, firstly, but here's why it's frustrating. If you took the podium and said, we've lost a lot of games. We know we need to be in a position to draft a quarterback next year. Don't know if we have our future head coach in the building. I've been a buddy of Jeff Saturday's for a long time. I remember Jeff when he played here. I always thought he would be a good head coach. Where we're in an interim position where we're between quarterbacks, between coaches. I want to give this opportunity to get Jeff Saturday in the building, let him get his coaching legs under him. I know I'm taking a big swing. I know I'm taking a risk. I want to do it and see if it's going to work. I would respect that. Like, I'm going to try something crazy because I have an opportunity to. And if I hit and Jeff Saturday's good head coach, awesome. I figured out my good head coach. If not, we just go through the hiring cycle next year. I would totally respect that. Instead, you say we were lucky to get him, which is a ludicrous suggestion. Nobody said it better than Jeff Saturday himself.
I'll be frank. I asked Mr. Irsay, what's your, tell me why I'm a candidate you would consider in any role to do this.
I asked Mr. Irsay, tell me why I'm a candidate for this. Just a thing you love to hear your head coach say. Thank you for watching the Play Sheet. Thank you to Jim Irsay for producing the press conference of my wildest dreams. Thank you to all the NFL teams offering me head coaching jobs. I'm busy at this time, and I'm also not a candidate for any of those. Watch the videos, subscribe to the channel.